way your household is, then this is the way it is, right? And you've just got to get on with it. So having normalized some very strange behaviors, I then grew into quite an angry, misguided, and emotionally inept young man. Not that I was particularly aware of it, if you understand, because more often than not, we're not. When we have a mental illness, it's not always that obvious to us that we have it. Of course, it's obvious to other people around us that there's something that actually someone's death can be the best thing that happens to you in a way. And actually this was, although it wasn't at that time. So with her dying, I had an awful lot of shame and regret to deal with, and a lot of unspoken things, obviously from my perspective and from her perspective. So I got to the point where I had a bottle of gin inside me, a load of narcotics, and I cleaned a double barrel shotgun, and then I loaded the shotgun and I put it down on the floor in front of me, and I pointed the barrel. I remember being a small kid, and my mum was threatening to throw herself out the bedroom window, and my dad didn't know what to do. And he and my younger brother and I said, well, look, we'll try to restrain her. So he let us restrain her. So we basically tried to get her down and we very mentally disturbed young children with a mentally disturbed mum. I remember being a small. I throughout my adult life, I slept with hundreds of women, and many of whom I could not remember or even name now. And I don't say that with any modicum of pride. There's no pride whatsoever. There's just authentic accountability for it. So all of this behavior and the self-harm that came with it, anything that's out of bounds. And I said, nothing is out of bounds. I am now 100% authentic and vulnerable and accepting for who I have been. But you mustn't all of these things tie us down into a very energetically draining system very early on, where we're left wanting. And as the Buddha said, attachment is the root of all suffering. And what he meant by that is, if we are clinging to something, all of these